Hello guys, Susanna here. Here is the start of a special project that I would like to do. I really, like I said in one of my other videos, I really wanted to do more sewing projects. So I've gotten this project which I have actually drawn up this bunny, which was inspired by some projects and stuff I saw on Pinterest, and I've got a whole heap of these doilies. I've got a whole heap of these doilies which I got from eBay, and this is the one I'm using to sew on, but I've got a whole heap, and I think I've got about, well, they're more napkins than anything. And I have been, that first one you saw was I had a whole heap of napkins that size, and then I had a big runner, so I thought, well, I'll use the runner for myself, and then I'm going to put some wadding behind it. And then I've also painted up, at this point I've only done 3 each. Like, this is using acrylic paint. I drew it in pencil and then used acrylic paint around the outside of that, and then I traced over the actual bunny so you can see it for stitching with one of these waterproof and fade proof. So when you iron it in, it becomes permanent. I mean, I suppose if you put it in the wash it wouldn't be that great, but I've done 3 so far, and they also come with like, these are kits, so they're all going to be like a slightly different, but they're all hand done. I haven't done, you know, where you go to other places and they've got these things made up. I don't know how to do that, so I'm doing them all by hand. I've got enough that I've got backing for 8. At this point I may only just do one more, so 4, because I just don't want to risk making all these up and then they're just going to be sitting there, because if I don't use the doilies for that, I'll use it for another project. But or I'll just see how many people end up wanting to use it. So I just put it on the light box, and then I trace over with the pattern. Each of the kits will be getting this as well, because I'm going to be using fabrics and all that kind of stuff, so you will need to have the pattern, so that'll be in the pattern as well as it being traced on, ready to go. So this first one here, I've just got some wadding, like quilter's wadding, and it's just the same size as the actual backing of it, so just ignore the lace. It'll be a bit over, but that's something that we'll do a little bit later. And what I would like to do to begin with is, I've got all my bits and pieces out here. This is, we're going to be using trims, a bit of that sort of stuff, do slow stitching. I was even thinking this little pom-pom might be a good thing to stick on the bottom. So this is a project that I thought would be really nice project that I can do for during this time of lockdown. Probably long enough, I'm hoping. I'd rather have it too long than not long enough. I may use my thing. I'll put that around my neck and use scissors. That's why I made this, so that my little embroidery scissors are nice and close at hand. So what we're going to be doing, I may just have, I don't know, I don't know whether I'm going to just have just the pattern on Etsy like I did with my sewing one, because it is a bit of a special thing and I don't want to take away from people that have actually bought the kit. So okay, now what we're going to do, so I'll leave, I'm just going to do a really big just with one thread, just a bit of a tacking stitch just to hold it down. So right there around the outside, so nice and big. And I thought I'd do it in a colour that stands out because oh, it's come through, because I'm not going to keep it. I want to pull it out, but at the moment this is going to be just holding it in place, in and around. So just a big needle, well, not a big needle, but a big bit of thread holding it down. Like I said in other videos, I get a bit quiet when it comes to stitching. Okay, this is probably going to be fast forwarded anyway. I'm slowly working out how to use editing. Not my forte. I really don't enjoy using editing programs at all. But once I do a few, it'll be okay, I suppose. Okay. Not exciting watching this part. Yeah, so this is going to be my lockdown project. Do bits and pieces. It's a bit like Anne Brooks with her Sofa the Soul book. I've still got my other thing that I wanted to do, but I wanted to do something personal for myself, which I've designed. And the bunny is like a symbol of, you know, like new hope, like spring, that we will get through this time. That would be really good. This seems to be taking on forever, like we're on our second wave here in Victoria anyway. Okay. Might be able to make that across the bottom. Just saves me having to have lots of pins. I'd rather have it tacked down in a bit of thread, which will be easy enough to come out at the end. Hopefully it's enough to get me to the end, probably. I think I might have had just enough. See how I go. Yep. Just tie it off. Yep. Don't want to gather it. It needs to be flat. And let's do a couple of little ties like that. Cut that because it's not permanent. Okay, take the little bunny off. Okay, so what idea I had, got this beautiful trim, and I was actually thinking I wouldn't mind putting it along there, and it's I thought they were all stitched on, but they're actually not. So, because this is sort of like the moon, I was thinking I might just have that bit going along there, and then I'll hand stitch that down and then take off the ones that are over the ears, because I'm going to be doing just a running stitch around here, and then I'm going to do some seed stitch in here, and I might do a running stitch maybe for 3 rows and then proceed to do a seed stitch, and then continue that along there so it looks a bit like stars. And then along the bottom here I'd like to do something a bit like, you know, something like that, like a little bit of a garden and bits and pieces. And I quite like this thread that I've got here, so I may incorporate some of this thread throughout, and this is where you get your little bits and pieces. And the actual, see, that's rather nice, I like that, the colour goes really well. And I'm actually going to be getting fabric for the bunny, and like, you know, maybe pink fabric for the ears, and just bits and pieces which I'll stitch on, and sort of it'll be a bit like a patchwork bunny. So it's slow stitching and embroidery and all that incorporated, but I think it's beautiful. So that's something I'll put on a bit later, but for now I think we are going to I even bought some embroidery needles. For now I'm going to get out my threads and pick a pretty colour, and if I can't find something in that, hang 10, I said I was going to show you something, wait, back again, here's that wool thingy. There's 58, I don't know why they just didn't do 60, because that's hidden behind the thing, but that's the little, those little wools that I used in this embroidery there. Aren't they gorgeous? So I don't know whether I'll do wool. I might incorporate some of this wool. What do you think, peeps? I'll have a look, because it just adds a little bit of different texture, and that's why I bought it. So I've even bought myself a clother yarn threader. Ugh. That might be handy. Oh. Thing within a thing. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. Do I go lighter, or do I go a little darker? Almost the same, isn't it? I think a running stitch in a thicker wool would probably be beautiful. Oh, that's nice too, but I like it with a little bit of, I think that's thinner. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Maybe we can combine them. That might go nice down the bottom, that one. Oh, I'm going to do that. Now, I would like some of this. Oh, it feels so soft and pretty. It's a little bit thinner than the other one. I wonder if I can get that into there or not. Probably not. Not big enough. This is probably too big. Look at the size of the beast. Left over from when I did that. I need to find a happy medium. What do you think, peeps? There we go. There we go. Because it's a wall, I'm going to need to, so what do? Instructions. put the wool through here, which is nice and easy. Hold that down, push it through the needle. Oh no, you put the needle through first. Well, that makes sense. There we go. Then you put the wool in. Then you pull that through. Hopefully it'll go through. Yes, yay! Woohoo! Makes life so much easier when you've got a needle threader. She says while she struggles. Okay, I'm gonna probably grab a fair bit of it. Grab me little scissors. Okay, and then we will proceed to stitch. Close this baby and put that down. Now this is where also I've got my little bag of laces and bits of small bit of fabrics, you know, that's gonna I'll find some, I mean I probably won't use that one. This will be the pink that might go in the bunny ears, you know, so you cut it out to that size and then stitch that on. So that's the type of stuff that you got your little stash that you can save. This is going to be quite the task. So nothing really exciting this time round. Probably, oh, I don't really want to do a massive big knot. I was umming and ahhing whether I was going to do the same thread or have a contrasting colour, and I thought having a contrasting colour maybe in the, it's sort of like a variegated white with a bit of beige and all that kind of stuff. Anchor 1302, so it's sort of variegated thread. So what I'm going to do is keep that on there and do similar, the same thing, couching as what I've done on here, and I'm going to go around here because I think it'll be less damaging once you get into the swing of things. It'll be okay. Because probably I enjoy this new technique of couching. Gives you the colour that you want without so much bulk. Now I've got a little thimble here somewhere. I wonder if that'll help. I've got a leather one which I need to work in. Now, done it pretty close to the edge. Don't want to do it too close. Now because it's the light colour, you will see the couching, like as in the little thread that goes over the top, so you do want to have it fairly straight. And then because it's got wadding on the back of it, it's going to sort of cover up give it a bit of a puckery look, which is what I want. So what I will probably do is have a couple of different techniques going through there. I'm going to do a couching, and then I might do with a thread, maybe in a similar colour thread, either this one or this one. I'll go a little bit darker or maybe lighter, a bit of greeny. Might have to have a bit more of a bluey colour. yeah, we'll see how we go. So I'm going to do the couching with that all the way up to there. I can show you how to do that, or I might even just do it and then fast forward. A pretty basic stitch. You've got to remember this is going to be a long-term project that helps to relax you. So when you're doing it on camera, it ain't too relaxing. So it's looking rather pretty. So I'll continue on to there, and then I'll come back. Okay, back again. What I have done is I've sewn it all the way up until there, and when I was thinking, that last bit I'll stitch down. Now this bit here, actually I'll leave that up, needs to come out to the other side of the bunny's head. Which is going to prove to be rather interesting. Make sure that it doesn't knot up, which it may because it's a long piece of thread. And then we'll do the last stitch on there like that. Go underneath. And then what I may do is just give it a little bit of a light stitch where you're just on the back of that, holding it down. Just that way you know it. I mean, it's the back of it. It's not going to go anywhere. They come out there, and then we're starting. Finishing off here, continuing all the way back down to the other side of the moon. Okay, now what I've got up here is I've threaded a different colour, number 518 in DMC, I think that is. These are the colours I'm using. You use what you have. That's the whole point. Okay, then continue. I'll leave that there. Okay, now we're going to go all the way around, and then we'll go back. But before we do that, I might even do a few other different stitches all the way along, but for the first one, okay, we'll leave a bit of a gap, maybe, I don't know, that big, about half an inch or whatever. And it is proving to be a little bit tricky to embroider up, to do embroidery on, because it's been painted. And you're going through a few threads. So just do a little running stitch in fairly small stitches, not even on the next lot, do it in a bigger stitches. Just have a variation. So there you go, that can be your homework for this part. Okay. Ugh. It's looking rather nice, and because it's got the wadding, it looks rather, here, I can get that as close as I can without it. So we're going to be going around there, and then that's going to go, the couching is going to go to there, and then this will go in between there, and then the couching will go around again. And I was thinking I might have 3, and in between each one either have just a running stitch, or I might even do another stitch. I think it might end up being a stem stitches all the way around. So at this point you do the simple stitches. So I'm going to do a few more, you know, lazy daisy and all that in the garden area. So okay guys, this is the first part. I'm bringing it up a little closer so you can see how pretty that looks already, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching guys. Bye.